Good morning. It's a very chilly morning, despite being mid-May right now. We're actually getting a bit of a longer spring this year, which I'm all for. I don't mind a chilly morning. I think today, what we're going to try and do is something I've been thinking about doing, but, getting distracted for a while, and that is check the perimeter of the woods and see what's happening with the fields, because obviously last week we saw that some of them are getting plowed over. There's various things happening. I mean, honestly, they might mostly be grass, but hey, we'll give it a look and see. This is technically a field next to the field, so this one's full of sheep and lambs, as you can see. But beyond it, you can see the edge of our woods. So we're going to go attempt to trace the perimeter as close as we can. I don't know how easy it will be, but we'll give it a shot. So this is where we begin. It is the gate that we sometimes come to for sunrise. That is on the front corner of Lyft Holt. We're gonna head through. I don't know, I'm hoping we can get around, but we will see once we get through there. But I guess first field you can see is just sort of grassy with lots of buttercups in. Let me zoom in on what we're seeing there. That may be too far. Yeah. So nothing particularly special happening in this field. So that's an easy start, eh? It's actually quite fun to look in to the woods from this perspective, and it just gives you a different feel for it. For instance, from here, I think what we're seeing just over there, sorry, is the verge. I think we'd normally head this way up the verge. So yeah, it just, everything looks different from a different perspective, and it's a bit like looking into something that you can't get into, except obviously we can, which is nice. But yeah, that's what we're passing on this side. I really need to update the map so that I can make this more easy to hopefully get in your head. So if I can, I'll try and do that this week a little bit. If not, it'll just be a plain map, but hopefully it'll still give you the idea. So we're about to cross over into field number 2, and I'm going to be honest, I think it's going to be more of the same, but that's okay. We are just monitoring. If it's all the same all the way around, well, that's what we discovered, and that's fine. I know there is a lot of sheep grazing and such, so just from casual observation, so we won't be overly surprised. I think we're turning a bit of a corner here. I don't know if we're at the back of the woods per se. I think they might extend a bit over to the right over here, but we're definitely making some progress. So we are in fact very much skirting the back corner, which seems to lead along here, take a bit of an angle, and that way. This is a little bit uncharted territory for me. I know there's a way in from the back that at some point I'll show you, which involves a more circular loop around. Don't know why we haven't done that yet. I tried to do it in the first week and it just didn't pan out. But yeah, I think there is another way in through the back, albeit not a very official way. But we're very much gonna try and stick right to the edge here as much as possible and just keep walking that way. Obviously, as you can see, very much just grassy land. spoiler alert, in the next field I think I see sheep, so I think more of the same. Look at this marvellous specimen of treeness. I mean, there's an argument that maybe it isn't a marvellous tree because obviously it's fallen over, and maybe that's its own fault for not being very structurally sound. I don't really know. It'd be interesting to assess what has made trees fall over. But I do quite like it when they do, because you can really sort of get up close to areas that you normally can't see, all these top bits. Very, very mossy. Very cool. But yeah, absolutely huge, as you can see. Now I just need to get back down. How civilised a gate. Alright, field 3 on our scoot around. Definitely feels like we're on the backside of Lyft Holt. We are actually, for the first time, in a field with sheep, so that's exciting, I guess. We'll give them a wide berth and head round the other magnificent fallen tree just over here and continue onwards. So far, 3 for 3 sort of sheep grazing grassy fields, but this one at least has some sheep. Oh, sorry, they're quite far away. Let's try and zoom you in so you can see. There we go. Sheep as far as well, there's a few sheep anyway. So, field 4 and things have just cranked up a notch because this is a different type of field. So I think from having a little closer look and a study of the plants that these are some kind of beans, possibly soybeans, I don't know, maybe broad beans. I'm not good on my beans, but yeah, I knew that this is going to be a crop, and it is in action. I always love the patterns that you get. Let me spin you around for a sec. I always love the patterns of the sowing, the lines that you get like that. Always really, I don't know, it's just satisfying. Anyway, that's field 4. On we go. We'll skirt around the edge so as not to damage anything, and see how far this one goes. All right, field 5. Oh dear, I'm already losing track. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 was the veg one, so I think this is field 5. We're actually skirting pretty close to the farm now, I think, so, or a farm. So hopefully they're not too upset with me being back here, but it's got a bit tricky to traverse into some of these fields. But there you go, back to grassland. I'm sure sheep are in here sometimes, and let's see if we can get through to field 6. Field 6 is very much something we're accustomed to. There's another field of sheep. Just navigating the fence behind you here. So yeah, I'm actually not 100% convinced anymore that we ever made it round to the back. I feel like maybe, I'm trying to remember what Lyft Holt is like. There's been a big curve with a number of what feels like corners, like we're turning, but maybe we're not. I'm not 100%, to be honest. When we hit the stump of standing, which we should be able to see from this side, because we hop over and back and forth into the field when we're there, don't we? We'll know that we've hit the proper back corner. So I don't know how far that's going to be. It's very easy to get kind of lost in these fields that all look somewhat alike. Alright, so I was a little bit wrong. We were actually closer to the stump of standing than I thought and had hoped. So here we are, just here, stump of standing, woodland stretching back that way. Obviously I'm usually the other side of this little fence. If I spin around, you can see field 6 that we've just walked through, and field 7 that we are about to walk into. This should all be familiar if you've watched every single video that we've put out so far. But yeah, so we're about to go into field 7, and would you believe it, it is another grazing type field by the looks of it. Maybe there's other reasons they leave them to go along like this. Maybe it just helps the ground to recover rather than just constantly doing crops. I am by no means a crop expert, but there you go. Off we go into this one now. Field 8. And you might glance at it and think, oh, field 8, that's 7 out of 8 grassy fields. But no, there's more going on here than meets the eye. If we just get a little bit closer, I think we'll see that we've got another crop field here. So it would seem what we have here may be barley, which apparently gets used for, well, we all know one of the things it gets used for, but I guess also it's useful for animal feed and such. I'm assuming this is spring barley. I guess there's spring barley in winter. We're in spring right now, so I mean that's my guess, but I could be wrong. It's quite pleasant to look at though. It'd be interesting to see the colour change as time goes on. And so into field 9, which seems to have returned us to grassland, and quite thick grass at that. I think this is the least kempt of the fields we've been through. I'm going to try and find, looks like there's some vague tyre tracks here, so I'll probably walk down this way. So what have we had? Out of the 9, we've had 7 fields of grass, maybe 3 of which had sheep in. Then we had a field of some kind of beans and a field of barley. So it wasn't, I was a little bit worried, if I'm being honest, that all the fields on this side were going to be just grass, because that wouldn't have made for the most exciting video. Is it an exciting video anyway? Who can say? So there you have it. 9 fields around Lyft Holt. We've made it back now, as you can see by the road this way, and if I spin back the other way, the road between the woods that way, just over the dip of which is where we entered this morning. I think what we're going to do is call it there for this time. We got all the way around Lyft Holt. I think we're going to do Rita will do in a future video. Whether that's next week or something else pops up, I can't say. But yeah, that's the plan. I've got a heavy suspicion there's going to be a lot of grassy fields on the other side, but I do think there might be some other crops as well, so we'll see. But this last field, field 9, not much fun to walk through, if I'm being honest. Anyway, the trip overall, I actually quite enjoyed it. It was quite fun to, as much as I love being in woods, it actually is quite fun as well to have wider views, and also to be able to look into the woods from the outside and see it from a perspective that you normally couldn't. Anyway, that's it for this time. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.